Back now with Bruce Boudreau and Mike Johnson. Bruce, you coached Alex Ovechkin. You've got his jersey up there right behind you right now. You never doubted Ovi would get things back on track this season, and you were right. 8 goals in his last 5 games, 18 in his last 24. Bruce, what made you so confident that Ovi would find his game and continue to chase down Gretzky's record?
Well, just knowing Alex, knowing that he wants to be the best at everything he does, thought that he was going to be doing it until he did break the record. But what I've noticed, like I do a lot of Caps games live where I go down there, and the first half of the season, he was not skating. He was waiting for things to happen. Now it's like he's saying, okay, things aren't happening for me. I'm going to go do them myself. So he's going out there, he's creating, he's hitting, and he's shooting the puck. And so if he does that, then he's going to break the record at some point. But, I mean, that's why he's taken off in the second half of the year, because he's now started to do that where he wasn't doing it in the first half.
All right, let's look ahead. Ovi is now on pace for 30 goals this season. That would leave him 43 goals shy of breaking the all-time record going to the next year. MJ, what are the chances we see Ovi break Gretzky's mark next season?
I think the chances are pretty good, Gino. I'm going to say about 70% he gets it done next year. There's been a couple of years in his career where he's had a blip and maybe talked that he was slowing down, one a few years ago, and he's always responded in a very positive manner. If you look at the stats you just talked about him, he scored at a 60-goal pace for about a third of the season. Since the last 2 months, he's been third in the NHL in goals. So it's not like he's been going slow. To get to 43 for Alex Ovechkin, well, for most players, that would be a monstrous year. That's almost a pedestrian year and would be less than the rate he's been on the last couple of months. So even with a slow start or some age or whatever it might be, and given the carrot out there, given that he's chasing it, I think that if he gets anywhere near it next year, he will finish in a flourish. And I think there's about a 70% likelihood he gets it done next year.
What do you think, Bruce? Does he do it next year?
I think Ted would like him to get about 38 next year, to keep 5 for the following year, because the ticket sales, the prices would be enormous in Washington if he was less than 5 going into the following year. But listen, Mike said it, if he gets close, like, I mean, his drive and desire, unless you know this man, is so great that I think he'd will himself to do it. And, I mean, I hope he does it next year, because I don't know if he wants to play till he's 41. But I mean, I think it's going to be fun. If he's playing the way he's playing now, it's going to be a fun year next year watching him try to get it.
Can you imagine the owner, Ted Leonsis, pulled him aside and said, Ovi, if you could just kind of hold back maybe 4 or 5, I don't imagine that would be a good conversation. By the way, next up for Ovechkin, the Red Wings, he's got 23 goals in 33 career games against Detroit.